podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Voice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Border Wars Series Unguarded, where we sit down with one of our Border Wars participants and get to know a little bit about them. Today's episode is going to feature Cruz Vega from Texas. So we'll ask him a bunch of questions. Hopefully you put your questions in Patreon and had, some of your own for him. But Chris, man, first and foremost, Happy New Year's. Thank you for participating in Border Wars. Thank you for taking out the time to do this Unguarded interview. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. So, obviously, I guess the first question that we like to ask everyone is, what drew your interest to Border Wars?
Man, what drew my interest to Border Wars? I was just talking to Joseph about boxing one day. I just came up in this conversation. I think we were watching a fight, and I just told him how I've been getting back into the training more seriously, and then that's when he told me about the Border Wars, told me to check it out. So I know I had signed up for the last one in September, but wasn't able to make it. So I'm really excited to be able to make it out to this one.
So now if you could just give everyone the reason why you didn't make it, because you're a service guy, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Marine Corps Reserves, and that ended up falling as our drill weekend that we had that month, and I wasn't able to get excused for it.
So Joseph tells me you've been boxing training now for about 2 years?
It's been more consistently along the line about almost 3 or 4 now. More about 3, almost 4. I used to do some fighting. Back whenever I was a little kid, I was doing like karate and things like that. And then I got older, started doing a little bit of boxing in high school, kind of drew away from it a little bit. But then after I graduated, I got more back into it. So altogether, it's about 3, almost 4 years.
So where would you say your level of experience lies?
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the best, but, I've sparred a few people here and there. And I'm normally pretty good about being able to hold my own ground. Haven't really had anybody been able to fully hand it to me yet. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how my opponent is. But I would say I'm pretty average.
So what would you say your style is? I did get to see some of your pad work. You definitely look like you have some power on your left hook, and you keep your guard high. But what would you say your style is?
I'm more on the orthodox. I know I've trained with some people who they fight southpaw and, sparred with a few people who fight southpaw. But my style is more orthodox. I'm all about, of course, like you said, keeping my guard high. Always really focus on bringing that power from twisting my hips, not really trying to focus too much on always swinging my arms out. It's all on the footwork. It's all in the hip work on where I bring all my power from.
Now, 4 years of experience, why not come right for the top? I mean, you're in the, 168-pound division. You could have easily took on Coach Mide for all the glory.
Man, just because I haven't really competed too much, figure why not try not to get ahead of myself. Go in there, not trying to go in with a big head. Seen too many people, they go into fights with a big head and they think they're gonna take everything, and then first 2 rounds they end up with a knockout or they get TKO'd or anything like that.
So take me through a day in Cruz Vega's boxing training.
Of course, after my day of work, I normally hit the gym at about anywhere between 4 to 7 o'clock. I always start off with the ladders, ladder workout. Always try to get my feet warmed up, work on my feet work. That's always number one.
The agility.
I never start a workout without doing the ladder workout or jump rope. Those are always my 2 starters.
The agility ladder.
Yeah, the agility ladder. And then, of course, I do anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes of jump rope. I never start a workout without doing that. Got to get the feet warmed up. Then I'll normally run through about a cycle of, the different bags, uppercut bag, heavy bag, speed bag, have somebody holding mitts for me, go through a different
Wait. So every day you do every single bag?
Yeah, pretty much.
How many rounds per bag?
I normally do 1 or 2 rounds on the heavy bag. I'll go about 1 or 2 rounds on the uppercut bag. I really focus on trying to get somebody to hold mitts for me. I really don't always get to have somebody hold mitts for me as often as I would like to. So that's really why I'm really more on the bags a lot of the time. I just don't always have somebody to be able to hold mitts for me. But when I do, I take advantage on that. I normally try to go for about 3 or 4 rounds on mitts. And then the way I always burn myself out on the end of my workouts is I'll go back to the heavy bag and I'll do 250 a piece of jabs, 250 uppercuts, and then 250 hooks on the bag, and just really try to work on burning myself out.
So you have some sort of punch tracker, or you're just counting these shots yourself?
I'll either count them myself, or if I have somebody with me to be able to hold the bag, I'll have them count it for me.
Wow, that's definitely multitasking for sure. So what do you know about your opponent?
I think he's 39 years old, if I'm correct. He looked, man, I got a picture of him sent to me from Joseph. He said, hey, this is your opponent. I believe his name was Sergio. He looks to be in good shape for 39 years old. Obviously, he looks like he's doing something right on his workout, man. If he's looking as good as he is, real tone up and cut for 39 years old.
Mexican, too, from Ontario.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Ontario, California. So you have way more experience than Joseph told us. We thought you had 2 years of being in the gym. How long have you actually been sparring, and what's the level of consistency for your sparring? And what I mean by level of consistency, I mean how often do you get it?
Yeah, the sparring is almost about 2 years. That's I think that's probably where some mix-up was. The sparring is about 2 years, but in the gym is about 3 or 4.
So how often do you get to spar?
I try to spar as often as I can. Most of the times whenever I do sparring is whenever I'm here at work or at drill. I have some of the other Marines that are real big into fighting or boxing. I try to spar with different people here and there, or just to anyone who feels comfortable enough to put some gloves on and do some sparring.
So what would you say your average is per month?
On sparring?
Yeah, like times you spar, not rounds. I'm assuming you do, I guess rounds spar per month.
Yeah, I know there's one of my sergeants. Anytime I spar with him, which I normally get to spar with him about 2 times a month, we'll do about 3 or 4 2-minute rounds.
All right. So you've had experience in that ring. It's not like you're going to have anxiety, or do you think that still might come to you because it's a competition and the sparring that you've been doing is with someone that you're familiar with, so that familiarity is there?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like a total, like, yo, I don't know what I'm getting into. It's not going to be that. But, I mean, anytime you're about to throw the gloves on with somebody, I mean, you never really know somebody's true ability. So there's always that nervousness. But I'll definitely be going in pretty confident with myself and pretty confident with my skill. It's just a little bit of, nervousness of, you never know what your opponent's going to bring to the table.
Definitely. And your opponent, I mean, like you said, 39 years old, but in phenomenal shape. Definitely have to be, I guess, aware of that tank, right? But you're in the service, so you're always in shape. I'm assuming you look pretty in shape from the video and pictures.
Yeah. I know I'm in the gym every day, honestly. Even if I'm not doing a boxing workout, even if I'm just hitting just some cardio or doing lightweight workouts. You know, I'm in the gym every day, even if it's not always doing a boxing workout.
All right. So where are you originally from? What's your nationality?
I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, but I've been born and raised in. I was born in Lubbock, Texas, but I grew up 45 minutes north of Lubbock in a little small town called Plainview.
Okay. So you're right in the same town as Joseph.
Yeah.
So are you guys training together or no?
I mean, we've been trying to work out sometimes to train with each other, but now I live in Lubbock and he lives in Plainview, so we don't always got time for either one of us to drive up or down to try to work
is it
out
far?
together as much as we like.
Are you guys far from each other?
It's about a 45-minute drive.
Oh wow, okay. I heard you say Plainview. I thought you guys were in the same town or something.
Yeah, I used to live up there. That's how I ended up meeting him through a mutual friend that I had worked with, and then we started hanging out, and then we were always real into watching all the fights that coming out, and we got to talking about fighting and all that. But then I moved back to Lubbock, so I've been over here.
So 168 is your fighting weight,
Yeah.
and you don't see yourself getting any lower or higher than that for future fights.
I mean, yeah, I see myself going up. I can see myself going up higher. Probably not lower, because right now my walk around weight is about 171, 172. Okay. And then probably about a week before the fight, I'll just cut back down to the 168. But I can see myself probably going up in a weight class, just not down.
All right. Well, we got some questions coming in. We got Eddie Bola de Grasa Nevares from Las Vegas. He says, how anxious are you to enter the Border Wars ecosystem and make a name for yourself? And are you here to stay?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty anxious about it. To answer that question, every single time I'm working out, I'm thinking about this fight. I'm thinking about, coming into this organization. And yeah, I'm definitely in it to stick around with it. Keep going in more fights that y'all got coming up. And, hopefully try to make a name for myself.
All right. We got another one coming in from, let me see here. Joseph says, first things first, thank you for your military service. You were able to watch Greg Morgan fight. Let me see. If so, what were your thoughts? Oh, man, I'm all over the place. Let me zoom in on this. First things first, thank you for your military service. He should have put, were you able? That's why I'm fucked up. He put, you able to watch. All right, so were you able to watch the Greg Morgan fight? If so, what were your thoughts? I feel you possibly could have gotten a referee stoppage. Also, how proud are you to be under the Team Texas promotions?
I did not get to watch that the Morgan fight. Unfortunately, I had a gig that day as well because I do DJing. So I had a gig, so I did not get to watch that fight. But man, especially I'm proud to be on the Team Texas division, especially with this fight being in Dallas. Hopefully we're going in there to show them how Texas does it and how we do it over here.
Yeah, you guys might have another Texas guy. I got some 168-pounders want to sign up. One of them is going to be from Texas, too. I think he's from Houston, maybe. And we got Matt Joseph Brother says, what would you say your style is?
Like I said earlier, it's more orthodox, more traditional orthodox fighting style. High guard. And really work on turning from the hips on all my punches, whether if it's a jab, especially the hooks, uppercuts. On the uppercuts, I really try to dig low while keeping my guard, and then just come up with the power from twisting from the hips.
So, what got you into boxing in general? Because Border Wars is one thing, but what made you want to actually box?
So I just did. In high school, I was doing some boxing with just some friends of mine, and then after I graduated high school and got back from boot camp, I was at the gym one time, and I had seen one of my old previous trainers His name was Ruben. I seen the way he was training other people, and it really drew my attention back into it because I saw how serious he was about it. So I got to training with him, and it really just brought back my my love for boxing and how serious I take it.
So, do you consider yourself a power puncher, a boxer puncher, or are you a boxer? What do you think?
I mean, I would definitely say I do try to go for power whenever I can. But I know I traditionally, I try to find when people leave themselves open, where they leave themselves open. And then I try to tag and back out. Keep my distance and then refine my distance and then try to tag as much as I can and then back out and just try to keep that defense and keep that distance as well.
What would you say is Chris Vega's favorite punch or, go-to punch, your signature punch?
Man, I think honestly, it's probably my left hook as that's probably where like my most, or actually honestly, either right or left hook is probably where most of my power comes from. And if I'm really trying to go for a hard hit, I'm going to try to go for that right or left hook.
So when you say right hook and you're orthodox, you mean on the inside?
Yeah.
Or when you're squared up, obviously got your man on the ropes, I'm assuming, for the right. All right.
I mean, of course, I always go for a right hook after throwing a left hook. With being orthodox, it's kind of hard to just go straight into a right hook. I first have to either throw a straight jab and then come in with that right hook, or throw a left hook and then come in with another right hook.
For sure. Well, you got SuperMEX in the chat saying that this is going to be the sleeper fight of the night. I'm definitely excited to see you perform, man. I mean, sounds like you got a lot of experience. We'll see if that ends up playing out on fight night. Those are basically all our questions, man. We just wanted to, if there's anything you want to let us know, anything you think we should know, or any of the listeners that they should know about you, maybe you want to give a personal story. I don't know. Not that you have to, just, this is your time to kind of let the guard down and let everyone know who is Chris Vega.
Man, all I can say is, man, I appreciate y'all for allowing me to compete. And I just hope anybody that's there to watch, get ready for a good fight. I hope my opponent brings his best A game, because I'm bringing mine. All
right. Well, there you have it. Chris Vega in Texas. Border Wars, February 29th. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Chris, thank you. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.